Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Professional trombone reacts to professional trombone content. You can tell I'm professional because I have shiny trombone stuff behind me that I'm definitely very good at. It's just obvious. Anyway, I thought I'd mix a little bit of different content into the schedule, the lack of schedule, and react to some stuff. I've never done this before. It was very fun to set up. And I just thought I would give my personal thoughts, which might not be your thoughts, on some short things that I've found on YouTube that I highly enjoy. First up is the Bruckner Quartet, a quartet of 4 gentlemen out of the Netherlands who presumably did not have a lot to do after the pandemic, and so got together and made some amazing recordings and videos of Bruckner pieces. Bruckner's perhaps not my favorite composer, but some of his stuff really does translate pretty much perfectly to trombone. And these 4 guys just play it pretty much better than it's ever been played on the planet. A lot of P's in that sentence. Anyway, let's listen to them play the 33rd opus of Bruckner, Pange Lingua. Don't know what that means. It's Latin for something. And first of all, let's check out that instead of the usual tenor and three tenors and bass trombone that's in a quartet, for this piece, and they don't do this on all of them, they have alto, point that way, tenor, bass, and contra. So they have all 4 of the voices, all 4 of the normal voices of the trombone choir. So let's listen to this a little bit. I'll be stopping and starting. I highly recommend watching this video yourself before you watch me react to it, because I'm going to be stopping a bunch. Here we go. So just in the first 20 seconds here, we've got some amazing chamber playing happening. Notice, first of all, how they move together. They're all dipping, and they all come in at the exact same time. And not only are they coming in at the same time, but they're keeping the same time together, even though some of them might be pushing and pulling a little bit. This is not metronomic per se, but they're listening to each other and staying in time. And they're ending things at the same time as well, not just starting. I think there's a chord there at the very end that was pretty neat. Let's listen to that again. That was pretty good. These guys are always listening, and almost every chord just rings really well, but they know when chords need to be special, and there's definitely some more coming up. So let's keep listening. That one's pretty special for a couple reasons. Playing together, the blend is just impeccable. All the other stuff, it's great. Listen how the alto voice just sings out above the other 3 for just the right amount of time and just in the perfect way for the lead up to that chord. Let's see, probably back here. Through this phrase, the alto voice is singing the melody. If there is really melody in a lot of Bruckner stuff, this is one of those spots where the alto is the most important voice, and they've all realized that, and they're like, okay, alto is most important. We need to really blend and just kind of disappear, and alto needs to just turn it up 1 notch. One really important thing to note is that I'm not using any music. I'm pretty sure this recording is actually in sync with the video. If it's not, and some of their videos are like this, they'll record the piece somewhere else, like in a church, maybe a recording studio, and then they go make a video somewhere else where they're probably playing, but the recording is not from the video. That's called sidelining, where you kind of fake what the recording is. They're still playing it, so it's not a huge deal. I think in this one, they're actually playing the recording that we're listening to right now. And it just sounds really good, and it's really impressive because they're playing memorized. Nobody's looking at music here, and that actually makes it a lot easier to play together as a group, because you're not staring at music, you're not staring at the page. You know the piece so well that you can just play with each other. Moving on. I'm going to let the last little bit probably play more than I've been stopping, but check out the really sensitive contra playing by, let's look at his name, Marijn. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. Dutch, very strange language, but Marijn is killing it on contra because he's not killing it. It's just so blended and so sensitive, while still providing a lot of pitch center, a lot of fundamental to the sound. It's not just woof that you can't really understand, but it's also not too loud. It's right there in the middle. The same thing could be said for all of them, but that is really impressive to do on contra. Let's listen. So when they bump up the dynamic there, subito, right? They're playing a soft thing and then all of a sudden it's louder. Notice how it is not a wall of sound. They're not just playing super loud. The colors, the expressivity is not deleted because they're playing loud. They're keeping all of that color, and really what we're getting is more an impression of them playing loud by adding higher overtones, adding a little bit of decibel, but really just giving us that sense that it's louder. It's more of a feeling of fortissimo than them just blasting, and that is so effective in this setting. Let's listen to that last couple notes there. So not only is that last chord just like goosebump making, but the way they slow that phrase down, ritardando, into the last couple notes is kind of innocuous on the surface, but that is so hard to do when you don't all have the same rhythm and we have to slow down and arrive in the same place. And they just, they do it perfectly. I still have goosebumps. So let's watch that last phrase again, listen to it, and just check out how they perfectly, and then they release together that really soft dynamic. And then we'll go all the way into the last phrase, which is one of the best things I've ever heard. Here we go. Again, the goosebumps poking out. That is just such great playing. It's such good chamber playing. And obviously the trombone playing is just impeccable. I don't know. It's really hard to put into words, but that's my job. I'd say that the colors that they're making, the way that they can play together, just sell this music so hard, which is not easy music to sell. If you ever tried to play Bruckner quartets and you just play the notes on the page, it ends up sounding pretty boring or just kind of loud or too soft or whatever. And this is how you play it in this exact style. I highly recommend checking out the rest of Bruckner Quartet's catalog. There's not that many videos, and I'll have the link to their channel in the description. If you want me to make more content like this, let me know, because it's kind of fun. That's all I got. Bye-bye.